That's great content. Hey, everybody, failed entrepreneur. Just woke up early in the morning and it's payday in America. Trumpbux have hit. So the stimulus checks have finally gotten out. I think they went out a couple of days ago, but it seems most people got them in their accounts yesterday. So that's a good thing. $1,200 or more to most Americans to try and help people out during these weird, very weird economic times. Failed entrepreneur did not. I did not get my stimulus check, so I don't know why. It's not because I make a lot of money. No. It's not because I didn't file my taxes. I'm not sure, so I gotta get on the horn of the IRS and wait 2 hours on hold today to figure out why. But we will see. So, but many people did, and that's a good thing because right now the economy is just, it's economic blitzkrieg right now. This coronavirus is just tearing through industry after industry, leaving a lot of people unemployed in its wake, furloughed, whatever. And we've never seen anything like this that hits so hard, so fast, and it's just so devastating. So you got tons of Americans just can't work because they can't go outside. So what do you do with them? And it's a definite emergency. So the stimulus helps. Over $2 trillion in this stimulus package the government passed. It's basically a bailout for the average American. Who would have thought, right? Instead of going to the banks, let's help out the average Joe and Jane and give them what they need. So that's a welcome change. I made a video a couple days ago on universal basic income and how my thoughts have changed on it now. So while this is not permanent, it's definitely needed. The Democrats are talking about, people like this. This is popular. This is what we do. There's talks of another bill to pass, $2,000 that they want to one-up Trump, right, and give people more money. Depends how long this lasts. There's some state governments are already making plans to maybe open up in May, like a slow reopening. If this thing does get quashed, you probably won't need that as much. But if this goes long, $1,200 ain't going to last very long. And so we may have to make this a regular thing. A lot of other countries are already looking towards adopting universal basic income to get through these times. I think Spain has admitted they're going to do that already. Canada's giving out a lot of money. These are weird economic times where the government's really paying people to stay home. Could be dangerous long term. We will see. Just pumping that much money into the economy, you run the danger of inflation. If this keeps happening, I would definitely be afraid of that. No such thing as a free lunch. Okay, so while this is, hey, money in your bank account, just keep in mind, right? At the same time, if you have any assets, it's going to devalue those a little bit. So if you own like any property, home, car, investments, stocks, you run the danger. Bonds, those could be worth a little less in the future because we're just pumping so much money into the economy right now. Now, most people are saying $2 trillion is the drop in the bucket, which is true. But if this keeps happening, we could be seeing some inflationary issues, and that is not a good long-term thing. So be wary of that. Speaking of weird economic times, which is what this video was about, just the weird things we're seeing in the economy right now. Oil, if you haven't noticed, has just jumped off a cliff, and it's taken a nosedive, which is good, I guess. No one's really driving their car anyway, so what are you doing with it? But oil prices are extremely low. Russia and Saudi Arabia got in like a oil Mexican standoff staring contest where they were just pumping so much oil into the economy, where usually they try and restrain, they want to keep oil at a certain price, but they weren't happy with each other, I guess, and so they were, brinksmanship, trying to like destroy the other. How low can we make the price of oil before the other side blinks? And that really cratered the price of oil. on top of bad timing, no one's really using it because you got a lot of industry shut down, you got a lot of people not driving, and so oil prices have really tanked, which again would be good if people were driving, but that's kind of bad right now for those governments and for petrodollars and all that other stuff. So, but they've buried the hatchet, I think, in the last week or so. So they have come to an agreement. They're going to stabilize production of oil, but that does not solve the problem of people not using the oil still. There was news the other day that Trump was even thinking of paying oil drillers not to drill oil. What the hell? I mean, if you could have gone back 10 years ago, right? Remember Drill Baby Drill? Like, was it Obama's presidency, or when he was running for president, right? You know, we were all this talk for years of impending oil doom and crisis, and we're gonna run out of oil, and it's gonna be really expensive. And it turns out, experts were wrong, at least for now, right? Oil seems to be plentiful. The United States is an exporter of oil, not an importer, so that's good for us, energy independence. But weird to think that we would ever get to a point that we would pay drillers not to drill. It's like paying farmers not to farm. What? Like I said, weird economic times. A little bit unrelated, but still just strange. Speaking of like weirdness stuff, Disney is also in the news, getting hammered right now because most of their cash cows, I guess, aren't running right now. Disneyland is shut down and isn't opening up until maybe like the summer, best case scenario, or probably the fall, I guess. And so it's not, I don't think Disneyland's a huge revenue stream, but it's consistent. And when those parks are closed, just sitting there, I'm sure it's a huge money drain to keep them maintained and stuff like that. I would love to like sneak into Disneyland right now when there's no one there and go ride the Matterhorn or something. But anyway, so they're getting hammered. Their movies, no one's going to the movies right now. So, they've pushed a lot of their releases back, like Mulan and Black Widow. And so they're not getting that money back on everything. Anyway, they're just, good thing they got Disney Plus, but they're really getting hammered. And Netflix, of all things, is actually worth more, their stock price right now, than Disney, which makes sense because it's a streaming service, and Disney is like movies, parks, ESPN, all these other things, and Netflix is worth more. Disney is so low. How low is it? It's so low. There are rumors going around, this might be sweet, sweet revenge, or sweet, sweet irony, that there are rumors going around that Apple, who has more money than most nations, is considering purchasing Disney. Wouldn't that be ironic, right? Acquiring Disney, right? Apple getting that. They really want that Pixar back. They should never let Pixar go, right? How weird would that be to have the House of Mouse under the house that Jobs built? I don't know, whatever. That just mega corpse, man. Here we go, right? So that's kind of strange. Whoever would have thought that Disney would be vulnerable enough that they would be acquired, and who's got money to buy Disney? Apple wouldn't even sweat it. So we will see. They're just rumors, but that would be kind of interesting, maybe. I don't know if you're big in the entertainment industry, but it's just, I don't know. It's ironic, I guess. Okay, so, but yeah, it's just, it's so, if you could just go back even like a month ago, right, before all this craziness hit, it would be hard to predict, hard to kind of imagine the world that we're living in right now, which is what I said. This is economic blitzkrieg. Things have just changed so quickly. You got, what is it? I'm saying almost 30% unemployment is what we're reaching at right now. And sadly, a lot of jobs that are lost ain't coming back just because, a lot of restaurants aren't going to be able to open the doors back up again. You got a lot of industries that are going to be hugely affected and may not be profitable anymore as social distancing maybe becomes the norm and people shy away from group gatherings. we'll get through this, but there's going to be some scars, and there's going to be some jobs that are gone forever. So people talk about the economy snapping back when this is done, and the stimulus checks may help when that happens. But I am a little skeptical. I don't know. This is has been so disruptive so quickly. There's going to be fallout, and we will see. We may live in a world where gas is cheap and plentiful, and we want to keep it in the ground, where Apple is selling Disney phones, I guess you could say, and where Americans may be getting a couple $100s a month deposited into their bank accounts just because the economy can't support them anymore. Stranger things, stranger economies. I don't know. We will see. But hopefully you got your, like you said, your stimulus money. Use it wisely. There may not be any more, and with the way the job market is right now, who knows what stability you may have in the future. Inflation could be an issue. I've said in other videos, just to wrap up quickly, I'll just push it one more time. I think cryptocurrency is a good hedge against any inflation. Crypto is designed to be inflation proof. Look at some of my other videos on cryptocurrency if you want to see. But Bitcoin price is up today, no surprise, because some people are putting their stimulus money into the crypto markets because as inflation rises, Bitcoin should stay stable or even appreciate because it's a inflation-proof asset. And that may not be a bad place to, again, protect some of your investments. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, and I am not a financial advisor, but do take a look at it because that is one of the probably few safe places. And there's risk. I'm not saying there ain't. But if you're really worried about inflation, that's one of the better things you could do to fight against it. Okay, a lot of stuff going on today. Just kind of an overview of the economy. And like I said, how out of whack everything is. So hopefully better days are ahead, and we can start turning a corner pretty soon. But anyway, I got things to do. I know you do too. Don't let that money burn a hole in your pocket. And I'll catch you later.